to the RDFL Footy Show. We finished our road tour. We're back on home turf this week, wearing the coloured shorts, and back to entertain you for another week here on the RDFL website. Sean Kelly's my name. Joining me as always, Chris Yeendy. We've got matching outfits this week, mate. Looking quite resplendent after raiding the interleague cupboards. Welcome to the Footy Show, mate.
Oh, always excited to be here, mate, and obviously a great weekend as well. So always a good feeling around the league at the moment. It's happy days.
I did miss the memo about the tie, though, mate. I might have to sharpen up for next week. So not missing that memo, very, very good thing, though. First thing we're going to talk, and I suppose we're not going to do traditional talking points this week because all of the talk has been around the Worksafe Community Championships for the last 7 days. So we're going to look at the two footy games that were played on the weekend, starting with the senior footy game up against the Alberton Footy League. And unfortunately for us, it was the Alberton Footy League.
Riddell kicking to the right of Riddell, inside the forward 50, players will fly, ball hits the deck, Riddell to ground early, I think that was Brady, picked off here by Tommy Allard, bouncing, oh, champagne start! Cal Park puts the footy deep inside 50, down to Allen,
to goal.
And Burgles, and he's back on it again.
Should be a ball up there, mate. No, it's play on.
Goal, and Jake McMillan, he gets the clearance as well, to no effect. Riddell get it clear. Guilty here, works his way out of traffic, finds Mills there. Riddell handballs over the top now to Matt Burkett, just squeezes the kick away inside the forward 50. Bang!
Beautiful kick.
As Kent, he pulls the trigger, it's coming, it's a goal! Never easy out, he's banged that home.
Burgles
just shoved it out by the umpire.
He's trying to start with a bit of candy, doesn't quite get it out though.
Gets it to Wells, Wells gets it to Clark, 50 metres out.
Kick a goal, Clarkie.
He's got it, and he kick up towards half forward, looking for a teammate there. Paul hits the deck, John Kent here for Riddell. 35 metres out, handballs over the top now. Right foot kick, dribbling, goal! Clark gets a handball out to diseffect and actually hits up a Riddell opponent who pumps it in. 70 cent! He's the smallest bloke on the ground. He got a mark though to set it up, but he makes no mistake as he snaps around the body. For a bit of a score update here at the ground. It's taken there by Chris Burkett there. Riddell up towards half forward. Ball hits the deck. A chance here now for Tommy Allard. Finds Hayden Ross. Sprints to 30 metres out and he has kicked it. The Alberton boys, they win another centre clearance on Dre's. Quick hands out to McDermott. McDermott gets it across to Kirk. Kirk looks for goals. Doesn't even lower the eyes. And he puts it through beyond Burgles, who's got two to beat here. And it's once again Walsh clearing. He's been awesome for the Riddell defence today. As Ross hits the ground running, takes two bounces there, bounces in his favour. He's telling Kent saying, put it out here, my boy. He puts it out there and he sticks the Dukes out. That is a cricket catch if there ever was one. It didn't go far at all. It's pumped straight back in the forward line. Big fly there from Alberton, 30 metres out from goal. Shot at goal there from Parks. Oh, but it's the classy Cal Park, the vice-captain. Slowing it down now. Selsom candy gone. Beautiful work there from Brad Tagg. He's got it! Yes. Beautiful kick of the footy, makes no doubt about that.
And that's what I wanted to see, a bit of flair from the forwards.
With Romanic there for Riddell, inside the forward line, the big Dukes there, a big Rex. 48, your man Rexy is doing quite well with the Centrals. Puts it short inside the forward 50. Ross, unmarked, has a shot at goal. He has kicked it! The square there for Riddell. It's a one-on-one contest. Slips out the back. He's done it again! Jack Mills was the hero for Riddell last year. Riddell looked to have numbers back, can't take it cleanly. It's the Wizard booting it forward. Jake McMillan takes it on his chest. And while the temperature cools, this game just heats up. But McMillan makes no doubt about it and he slots it.
Alberton really started to get ahead in that last quarter. There was probably only 4 or 5 points in it, but they were controlling the play. I felt while calling the game, there were probably with about 5 minutes to go, it was about 6 points to margin. I just had this feeling that we were done. We were flat. We weren't creating opportunities.
Kind of thing.
Exactly, and you can see it happen all the time in footy. And unfortunately for us, this was the case. But at the end of the day, hats off to Alberton. I think they really worked hard to deserve the win, and they had players drop in and out consistently over the game. Dylan Clark was absolutely outstanding for the second game in the running in the last few years. He got the best on ground award for them. The Hanging Rock Winery Player of the Day, we ended up giving it to a guy called Danny Reid, and we thought he was consistent for all 4 quarters. So he worked really hard. And Alberton's players they dropped in and out of the game, but that was due to our dominance. We had a good purple patch in the second term. We kicked 4 goals in 4.5 minutes. We went from 15 points down to 9 points ahead in the blink of an eye.
There was some good news on the day, of course, though, with the performance of our under-19 team who really came to play. In previous years, I thought the under-19 team haven't really come to play on the day. It's been more a team of individuals than anything else, but this year the team was right on. They really gelled well together. Hollywood Wilson and Trav Leggett got them going beautifully well. Great cameo appearance by a very special guest runner on the day, I believe, too, as he filtered down the trap, and they got the job done quite nicely.
Yeah, of course, Jaden Arnold, a fantastic runner there.
I believe it was another former Wood End boy that was the runner on the day, and he may just be sitting next to me right now. What happened, please?
Oh, well, Wood End basically stole the show off the sidelines, really. Yeah, Trev Leggett, he's the under-18s coach at Wood End, and he was the assistant coach to Hollywood, and he had 2 Wood End runners. So a big thanks to Scuba, former Romsey Premiership captain,
yes.
Not showing up on the day. No, with Jade and I to go out and have a bit of a run.
Stevie Burlack.
Yeah, love his work. So, but the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, we were just this feeling of here we go again. The last time we faced them back in 2014, they ended up winning by 97 points. Absolutely, and it had that feeling earlier on in the game. Yeah. And then we were able to restrict them. They missed a few easy opportunities, and we went out and took 3 goals to close out the first term. We had a 5-goal run. They kicked the last goal of the second half, but the momentum was really there.
Yep.
So it was really good. Toby Sims was performing really well across our back and through the back line there. They were being quite creative. Lockie Henson there of Riddell, he was the captain of the day. There was one passage of play, probably in the 3rd term, where he gathered the ball across half back and he got the ball to half forward. In that time, he had 3 or 4 other cracks at it as well. So, it was a hot day too, so it made it very, very tough. But the change worked really well. We had a really good combination of Nathan Mills and Jack Jedwab in the ruck, performing quite well. The forward line function. Unfortunately for my case, because I had to tap out and go get involved in radio duties, I missed the last term, and I did see Yanni Fitzrolarkis sent a big bomb in the last term straight through for a goal, and we ended up kicking 10 goals in the last quarter. So we kicked 8 goals in 3 quarters.
So you and the jinx, basically.
Yeah,
get you out of the mix, and it's all beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't speak to Jaden after the game, and I said, how'd you go with the running? He goes, I didn't have to do much at all.
Yeah.
With that polished performance there, it was great. It was a really good team effort, and hats off to the guys. They worked really hard, and it's great opportunity to see a whole lot of youngsters come through. Only one had previous interleague experience. None were part of that team that lost to Melbourne, and just a very different lineup. And I think 20 guys in that team maybe that had senior experience as well, which is great for us.
Yeah, it is indeed. Obviously, the AFL Victoria Country medalist for the 19s game.
Lockie Henson, and definitely deserved it.
Skipper.
Yeah, working very hard, and he spent most of the, if not the whole season, playing senior footy at Riddell as well. And I know, having umpired him quite often in the last couple of years, or particularly last year, him in the under-18s, he was always a standout. I think he was captain of the team, and he always get noticed. And he was a genuinely good guy on the field. So I had a lot of admiration for the way the kid plays his footy and leads on the field.
You may have seen me just looking through the phone a minute ago, trying to find something, not all that really paying too much attention to what Chris Yeendy was saying, but was looking for the 2017 rankings, which are up on the screen at the moment for AFL Victoria Community Championships. Obviously, with the Metro teams, and there wasn't rankings as such this year. Now there is. You can see the RDFL ranked in 29th spot and scheduled at this stage to take on the Warrnambool District Football Netball League next year, which is going to be a pretty long road trip for whoever is the away team in that one.
Yeah, it definitely will be. It'll be interesting to see which way it goes. I did hear there were a few whispers around the ground afterwards about a trip to Warrnambool will be good for next year, which is good. But I think these sorts of trips, I personally enjoy being the away side. You get to know all the guys and girls in the league. It's a really good, fun, friendly atmosphere. It's a bit different to the guys that have to travel down on the bus. I personally always make a weekend of it. Sure, for me, was when we had a big win over there, and when we first into the competition. Still one of my best weekends, and just sort of mingling with the guys, and again to do the same thing. I think it's outstanding, and they do get looked after. It's just the good quality of people, guys and girls, and it's what it's all about. So if they have to go to Warrnambool next year, hopefully they get to stay down for a weekend, because it is an absolute ripper of occasion. It
is indeed. Senior Interleague done and dusted. Junior Interleague now taking centre stage, of course, starting this Saturday at Lake Wendouree Reserve down in Ballarat, the Woodgrove Cup against the Ballarat Football Netball League. We'll bring you all the details on that one next week, because also on Saturday, senior footy kicks back into action in the RDFL in the Indigenous Round this week. Great to see the clubs paying homage to our Indigenous brothers and sisters who have helped pave the way that this country is. They're obviously the custodians of the land that we work on, and we thank our Indigenous brothers and sisters for everything that they've done to help make this country so great. Jumping into it this week, Riddell taking on Wood End Heskett straight off the bat. Interesting game, obviously. Wood End riding that wave in their last game, beating the Sunbury Kangaroos. The week off probably came at the wrong time for them, because if you ask Ross Slate, he wanted to probably ride that wave into this game against Riddell, because Riddell will start favourites, especially at home.
Well, definitely right. And a lot of the Riddell guys, I think it was a handful of Riddell guys that played on the weekend, they still continue that run with good footy as well. But I think Slider will basically be telling the boys, you've done it before, you really gave Macedon a push, you've beaten the Sunbury Kangaroos, there's no reason why they can't get up again. Yeah. They've really got that good form going in. Question marks are just going to be purely on whether Ben Toman can get up from his hamstring injury. The week off, we talked about the break coming at the wrong time, but for him, it came at a good time, because he's been the best player in the team this year. And look, as I think we mentioned in the past, is he injured his hamstring in the first half against the Sunbury Kangaroos. The boys still got up and they were down, and Sunbury were fine. So again, they'll probably look at that as no excuses. And look, they're a good polished team, but take nothing away from the Bombers. They've got some good form. James Nolan is getting back into some great form with Braden Allen out of action in the ruck. I'm not too sure. He might still be a few weeks away yet. Yep. Jimmy's been able to get in the ruck and just build on his engine, which is great, because the question mark is, can Jimmy Nolan and Brian Ruffle coexist at full forwards or in the forward line together? Well, the fact that Nolan's playing in the ruck, Big Ruff has got all that space inside the forward 50, I think the Hawks might have their work cut out for them.
Tipping the Bombers?
Yeah, a bit reluctantly in that case there, but it'll be a good game of footy, and if the margin's going to be about 4 goals, I think it's going to be great for this competition.
Yeah, it will be indeed. Diggers Rest taking on Melton Centrals at Bloomdale Oval this weekend. The Borough's flying at the moment. Centrals, when they get their best team up and running and they play the footy that Fitzy wants them to play, they're looking very, very good, but they have to do it for 4 quarters against a very, very talented Diggers Rest team.
I definitely do, and when I see this fixture come up, I see Glenn Hopkins in one quarter and Sean Sims at the other, and I think this is going to be a great test of footy brains, because Simsy was captain during the years that Fitzy was coach over at Diggers Rest over the journey, and obviously the two share a good friendship there, and I'm very interested to see how they go, and whether Simsy actually decides to just sit on the sidelines and call the shots. And but they need a big win here just to, I guess, make a statement of the competition as well, because the other teams there's a few shakes, a few cracks going around, with the bottom half of the six starting to cause a bit of a stir in the top half of the six, so Diggers need to make a statement.
They do indeed. Speaking of teams that need to make statements, Romsey returned to Romsey Park this weekend, taking on the College, the boys from Rupert's Wood. Sharks will start favourites in this one, but Romsey at home always difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they felt the pain of losing to Broadford by a significant margin a few weeks ago, and that sort of hurts for them. But look at the form of the Interleague boys. We've got the Cesari brothers, they performed quite well on the weekend. The Burkett brothers did extremely well. So they're getting some really good form. The Rupert's Wood guys performed quite well. Yep. They'll be heading in with some good form. Jordan Brady probably didn't have the impact that he would have liked. He was switching with Tom Waters, but he'll be lining up against Ben Way in the ruck, and that is just going to be a contest in itself.
It will be indeed. Obviously, we saw a former Romsey player come back to bite them last round. Cam Dawson kicking 6 goals. Scuba Burlack, any chance of taking the field against the team that he led to a couple of premierships this weekend?
I believe so, and he'll probably line up in the forward line as well. So whether that happens would be very intriguing, and who picks him up. I'll take a stab and say it might be Phil Rongrel that might get the job on him.
That sounds about right.
So they're both sort of similar height, and they played a lot of footy together. So I think it's just going to be very interesting, and we're not going to see any of that Paddy Dangerfield going to Adelaide stuff. But I know Scuba did leave on good terms. The club still love him, and maybe they might be trying to poach him again before clearance. It's all a bit of fun.
There's some news. All of a sudden, Chris Yane's just throwing some shade out there.
Look, it's good either way. It's going to be a cracking contest.
And watch this space.
Expect the Sharks to just keep flying.
Yeah, you would indeed. Lansfield taking on Broadford. Broadford, another team that would have liked the momentum of playing last week as well after that whopping great first win of the season in round 5. Lansfield, though, going okay at the moment, especially at home where they're looking very, very good. Johnny Kent will be a handful, but Broadford, have they found that ingredient to get them up and going now?
Well, winning form's good form, and they're showing that at the moment. They did get that spark that they needed at home. The Tigers, though, they did really hurt from that loss to Wallen a few weeks ago. I know that really played a big role in the club. They felt that loss. I could see the Tigers going on. They need to win this contest because they've got Macedon the following week. If they can string that one win over Broadford, who are showing good signs, then that will give them confidence against the Cats, and they can't afford to drift too far behind in the bottom 6. But Broadford, they win this game, and who have they got the week after?
They would take on Rupertswood at the college.
So, 2 wins, get a bit of confidence of that. Before the break, they could be 3 and zip, so they could be making that climb back up, which they've done before.
Exactly, and look, that's why I think Broadford will win this game. It's a crucial game for them to work their way back up the ladder. They lose this, they lose to Rupo next week, and all of a sudden they're back in that position where they were before round 5 and really staring down the barrel. So I reckon Broadford will get this one and keep their momentum going. Sunbury Kangaroos taking on Rockbank. Sunbury Kangaroos looking to rebound. After that unexpected loss against Woodend Heskett the other week, they'll start very warm favourites in this one against Rockbank, but we know that if there's a team that Rockbank rise up for, it is the Sunbury Kangaroos, and there's been some upset wins over the years. I don't think another one's on the cards, but they're getting better every week, the Rams.
And I love seeing this fixture between the two sides on this particular round as well, because both clubs do get together as part of the Indigenous program, and they've shown tremendous support for each other. And I think it's going to be great. Hopefully they do a couple of things to commemorate the day, as they always do. And it's bringing out the Border Reserve. It's going to be a cracking contest. Somebody do need to bounce back. Rockbank, though, they are getting better. They are definitely getting better. So quality and depth, and they're starting to build that as we speak.
Last game for the weekend, Macedon taking on Wallen at the Tony Clark Reserve, a fantastic venue for football. And Wallen going okay, probably the surprise packets of the season. They are going very nicely at the moment. But that being said, so are the Cats at the moment. Didn't have a great representation in the interleague side this year. It was really only Tommy Waters that was there from a senior point of view, which means they're going to have a few blokes cherry ripe and ready to go for this week, I reckon.
Absolutely, and I know Jackie Mills will still be talking about that goal that he should have kicked as well. But and it's great to see Danny Nolan play. I've never seen him play before, and the speed that he showed up in the forward line, I think, was great. He did kick a goal, which was sort of ignited the team at a crucial stage of the game. So this has probably got the billings, the match of the round.
I think so.
And Highlands Evans going to be there, so we're pumped about that. It's like the cards are falling along beautifully, and always a great day at Tony Clark. So looking forward to seeing how this one goes. I think the Cats, if they really want to maintain their ability, or the tag as one of the premiership favourites, they need to get the job done. But Lions just going to keep coming at them, and if they can cause the upset, we'll probably won't have been upset because their form's been good. Then look out, they'll be top 6 down.
They will indeed. That's all the time we've got this week, mate. Now, we're obviously going to be back next week, and then with the Queen's birthday weekend after that, the league takes a break, so we're going to as well. So we'll have next week, we'll get all up and about next week, and then after that, we'll just peter off for a week or so and give yourself a hard-earned rest. You can go and take Spunk away for a Monday night and take her out for dinner or something like that, instead of coming in here to film the footy show. But it's a pleasure having you once again.
Pleasure always being in your company, mate. It's a great highlight.
And it's a pleasure having you guys with us once again here on the RDFL Footy Show. We'll be back next week.